Hi guys, John Ruffle here, and as you know, I'm a little bit of a fanatic when it comes to guitars and really anything old. I hate to see get go to waste. So this week I managed to get a vintage guitar. I think it's probably mid 20th century. That's as close as I'm getting so far on it. And it's a little bit odd. I've now taken off the strings because it actually needs some major work. Here it is, because the neck needs resetting basically. So here's a guitar with the strings off now, and I'm going to put my camera inside it to see if I can find any maker's mark or anything inside it. It'll give me some idea of the age of this guitar. First of all, I want to show you a couple of close-ups. It's got quite an unusual nut. It's kind of like a sandwich, and I'm thinking it could be some kind of celluloid with an ebony inlay to give it strength, but I'm not really sure because it's got 0 fret. Initially I thought it had brass frets, but it doesn't. They're coated with something. I think they're steel, possibly coated with brass or something. As you can see, it's got trapeze here, and the bridge is here, so we put new strings on, we have to reset intonation. That to me looks like a bridge that's been made later on, but who knows? There it is, it's in quite good condition. Right, so now what I want to do is take the camera, I'm going to put it inside the guitar. By the way, it makes it easy because someone's cut a whacking great hole in it in the past, and they put this pickup in it. Remains to be seen if the pickup works or not. Let's find out about that. I'm not really worried about that, but it does have a whacking hole. Right, so here goes. You might not be able to hear me, I'm not sure. I'll give it a try anyway. Here we can see there are some marks here from the Lucia when it was made, so that's encouraging. The joint doesn't look that great, but bear in mind that it does have a neck that is basically needs resetting, so that could be part of what we're seeing there at the top of the screen. Okay. Right, here we can see excess glue, but we can also see again the marks of when it was built. It really does look as if it was made by hand, but quite rapidly. It's a low-end guitar. It appears to be laminate, top and sides. The tuners, by the way, are very, very basic, and so it would have been probably, it's a parlor-sized guitar, large parlor, and probably made at the point when everybody was rushing to get guitars, and they couldn't make enough of them, basically. As you can see, it's not that accurate in the way it's constructed, but good enough for the purpose. Right, here we have some very interesting marks toward the bottom of the guitar. We've got, you can see, this isn't a still photo, I'm still recording live on video. It looks like they were doing some calculations there, very odd. You can see where the bracing is going, so they're marking the bracing, And what these other marks are, really there's no telling, but quite interesting. Let's see if there's anything more we can find, shall we? Here we go. Not quite sure what that is. We'll have another poke around. Right, I think what we're seeing now is at the bottom of the screen is the soundboard, and you can see that's plywood reinforcement, quite clearly plywood, not finished particularly well, is it? It's a bit scruffy. But I don't know. I sort of get this. It's a low cost guitar, hand built, most likely soon after World War II. So we're looking at early 1950, 51 to 53 latest. I think by around 1953, production methods are going to be a lot more how shall I put it, production line based, and you're going to have a lot less of that. It seems to be fiddling to make everything fit, which we seem to see going on here. And also the fact it's ply could well be partly due to the fact the materials were hard to come by at the end of the war. Now we're now looking toward the front of the guitar where the fretboard and the neck fit together. My goodness, look at that. That's pretty rough, to be honest with you, but I'm shining a light directly into the guitar. Here it is. Focus. Now we're going toward the back of the guitar again. Focusing. Focus. No, let me just sort that out, then I'll come back with a clear picture. Now this is what I wanted to see. We're looking directly toward the where the neck joins, and I think those are stamp marks. You might think they're dowels. The top round circle looks a little bit like a dowel, but the bottom one is certainly some kind of a stamp or a mark. Again, we can see the tolerances construction are absolutely horrendous. Glue everywhere, and it's just not quite sure what you call the official name for the binding that goes around the edge, but it's not being perforated at all. So yeah, that indicates it's pretty cheap construction. Look on this side. Focus up the camera. Is it in focus? No. So far we've seen nothing. Here we go, it's focusing. Again, we see another pencil mark. That is on the bottom of the guitar. Again, looking toward the neck. I've probably bored you to tears by now. I don't see any indication of date or any manufacturer's mark. Let's just try one more time. Right, this might surprise you a bit. We're now looking through the sound hole, so we're looking from underneath it, and that is somebody's attempt at putting a pickup on at some previous stage. So they've really made a mess of that, haven't they? What a mess. If you look at it, I think you can tell the construction is indeed plywood. Usually the sound hole piece the way. That sure looks like construction to me. We could look at the way the going. Go on, focus. There's no focus. You know, I really should have been an archaeologist, shouldn't I? We're looking up to the top of the guitar. This one's made holes. But interestingly, we have here a defect in the wood that got circled during manufacture. Now that is very interesting. So they saw that defect and circled it, probably before they built the guitar. So that means that this piece of wood probably was second grade and was destined to be used by a cheaper model guitar. I want to say this to my friend Ender because not only is he a fantastic guitar player, but also he's a fantastic woodworker. I just can't get him to focus now. Come on, stop reading. Not me, not you. Well, here we have a braceless, genuine wood, unlike some of the bracing which appears to be plywood. It's interesting to see the wood chips are still in there from manufacture. I wonder how many years they've been in there. Actually, another encouraging thing about this guitar is it is not dusty on the inside. I've had a couple of guitars that I've refurbished and usually they're full of dust. This one, right, I'm going to call it a day for now. If you look at that, you can clearly see that hole's been cut with volume control. You can clearly see that it is plywood. Okay. Well, I'm sorry if I've totally bored you to tears looking at this guitar. This gives you a quick look at the outside again. You can see the finish is almost certainly original. It's got no bindings, just got painted on line. They take a little bit more care to finish the top. That's where the bridge goes, which is, I don't know what I've done with that now, but yeah, that's where the bridge goes. Sound hole. It could be some of the old polish, it could be button polish on that. I know someone that can tell me. It could be button polish that's peeling off. Or it's a nitro celluloid finish. It's certainly not lacquer, so I'm going to have to be very careful how I clean that up. Whether the tailpiece needs replacing, it's a question: do we go for originality, or do we go with that nickel-plated tailpiece, which looks like it could break? Here's a nice close-up of the wood. You can see the wood there. Now, when that's, do I refinish it? If so, what do I do about the rosette that's painted on? And of course, then I destroy the originality. Here is the fretboard, which is quite an odd affair. You can see, put some more light on it. I'm making me all dizzy now, aren't I? Yes, it's a plank of wood there. You can just see the grains. It's just something just sawn it through and not even finished it off properly. The frets are interesting. What I thought originally was brass turns out to be some kind of plating and stuck on. Those are just stuck on probably later. It almost looks homemade to me, that neck. Then I come up here and see this really odd arrangement. The nut, like 0 fret. I think that nut's probably going to put on later again. It really has. In the olden days, kids used to make guitars at school. Just possible somebody made this at school. If you look at the tuners, they're just stamped out and very cheap. Well, there you are. That's the guitar. What should I do with it? Probably for 99% of you guys even bothering to watch this video, completely boring. I'm just hoping that there'll be at least one person out there who can shed some light on this guitar, perhaps its age, its origin, where perhaps it, where it was made, why it's so funky, whether or not that in fact is a neck that's been put on later. There's history to this guitar. I think that's what's interesting. It's somebody has played this instrument, probably busked with it, somebody bought it new, possibly made it in a school workshop, but more likely bought it new some point, my guess is, in the early 1950s. So there we have it. It's not particularly valuable. It would be nice to see it playing again and doing some more work. By the way, did I tell you it needs resetting on the neck? And I'm going to try to do the reset myself. Hopefully that will be successful, and any help you can give me, advice, to do that. Right, it's been John Ruffle. Thank you for watching today. God bless you. You know what? I love doing restorations because that's what God does for us, isn't it? He restores our soul and He gives us a second chance in life. And what we're trying to do is bridge. And what we're trying to do here with this guitarist and the other ones that I've worked on is trying to give them a second chance in life and put them back into playability. So the Lord wants you to be His instrument. So don't hold back. Just offer your life to Jesus and see what He will do in restoring your soul. Thanks so much for watching. God bless you. It's John Ruffle. Say